2 years ago, you probably remember this, the voters, in their wisdom, ended 8 years of George W. Bush and brought into office a new leader who was sympathetic to many of the issues that people in this room have dedicated their lives to advancing. 2 weeks and 2 days ago, the voters, in their continually evolving wisdom, repudiated the repudiators, changed the change agents, brought 100 new folks into the U.S. Congress, 80 of them Republicans, 60-vote increase in Republican share in the Congress, and cast something of a pall, I would say, over the sustainability community, a sense of anger and frustration, a sense that we had this magical opportunity for the past 2 years, but we were not able to fully capitalize on that opportunity. Well, I am here to say that I am not depressed at the results on November 2nd. I am not defeated. I am not disillusioned. And I doubt very much that many of you are either. I am not pessimistic about the future of this movement. I am not particularly optimistic either. But I am determined. We were in the process of developing this when August Bush, the head of Anheuser-Busch, discovered what was happening in California and that there was some alliance with the evil environmentalists that was emerging there. And he sent his folks out, the general counsels, to shut this down and said, we'll give you a litter tax, 1/10 of a penny per container. We'll put it in a fund. We'll pay people to go clean up litter. We're not going to do any of this bottle bill stuff. So I called Chuck Collings, and Chuck called the heads of Safeway and Lucky, and together they all called August Bush. And they said, August, we'd really like to sell your beer. And we'd really like you to be at the table with the environmentalists and work out a deal in California so that we can have a better bottle bill and get this issue behind us. And August Bush became our best friend at that point. He came in, So this is the dynamic that was at work there. You have the beverage industry, and most of the time, the environmental community had focused our attention on the beverage community, the ones that we thought were, the source of the problem. But once we learned the dynamic that the beverage industry was really dependent on the retail industry, we formed the alliance with the retail industry, and that spread into an alliance with the beverage industry. And once we had them all aboard, then the packaging materials industries all came aboard very willingly, because they all wanted to be part of the solution, and they wanted to make sure that they were at the table, not on the table, as they say. Now, is the California alternative to the bottle bill a perfect solution? No, it's not. I know it from inside out, and I know that it is more costly and more complex than it needs to be. But this is what we brought into being through that collaborative effort. 250 billion cans and bottles recycled in the history of that law. $5 billion saved for consumers and companies in California. An 80% or even 90%, depending on which study you listen to, lower cost for dealing with recycling. 80% recycling rate currently. It's unprecedented levels. And we did it at such a low cost that this is a model that then California adopted for computers, for tires, for motor oil, for other products.